Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Neon Goblin one-shot. My name is Kevin Miller, and in place of Fergophobia tonight, because we're missing a couple of players, I will be running a short little preview of an upcoming Neon Goblin campaign of Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus. I'm Kevin Miller, and with me tonight are a bunch of lovely goblins. So when I mention you, go ahead and introduce your character, name your class, and then we'll get into the business. Started. Up first, we've got James.
Ahoy, hoy. Tonight I'll be playing Groshk, who is a lizard folk cleric of Bane.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Up next, Alden.
Hi, I'm Alton, and I'll be playing Warlow Wildhorn. Hey, how's it going, guys? Furbold cleric of Wild Mother, just chilling, doing my thing. Life's good, but it could be better.
Love it.
What's going on with this guy? He seems really intense.
Wise words. We've got Morgan.
Oh, hi, that's me. I'm Morgan, and I'm playing the dashing bastard man Fang, a tiefling sorcerer who just oozes a sense of being up to no good.
We got Griffin.
Yo, I'm playing Alwyn Amakir, the Aladrin fighter.
All right, and we've got Kristen.
Howdy, I am playing Corduroy, Tiefling Barbarian. Nice to meet me.
All right, and
That's awesome.
As usual, we are sponsored tonight by Roll20, the systems agnostic virtual tabletop, which can run pretty much any kind of RPG you need. They've got a ton of great 5e integration. They've got a full feature suite, including some cool dynamic lighting and special effects stuff. They've got a free asset pack that they give out to subscribers every month. And pretty much everything else that you could possibly need to run any kind of virtual tabletop game you want. Also, I should mention there's a little bit of sort of hellish intensity about this game. This is sort of connected to the Descent into Avernus module, and as such deals with themes of death and eternal punishment and such like. So, if anything's going on that's not your jam, that you maybe need a break from, just go ahead and take whatever time you want. That applies to the players too. And we're all just trying to have a good time here. So we don't want to cause anybody to be in a situation they don't like. So with all that said, I think that it's time we entered the mysterious, the often dangerous, and the eternally popular city of Baldur's Gate. So, the five of you are in the city. You've been in the city for a little while. You have, I assume, known each other for a little bit, maybe? Or you're just meeting? What do you guys want that situation to be? Any familiarity there?
No. We don't know each other.
All right.
Second decision.
In that case, the five of you have been sort of pulled together via contact from a mysterious organization that sort of you've done a little bit of research ever since you got this letter upon arriving in Baldur's Gate, and this organization that's contacted you is an offshoot of the Hell Riders of Elturel. And the Hell Riders of Elturel are an order of knights that operate out of Elturel, which is a city sort of down the Sword Coast a little ways. and which is famous across the realms for its just sort of general piety. It's like not quite crusaderly, not really that self-righteous, but definitely very paladin type attitude toward the rest of the realms. There's actually been a lot of tension in the past between Elturel and Baldur's Gate over Baldur's Gate's sort of 80s New York style lawless smuggler's haven reputation. And because of that, there's always been a little bit of a conflict there. Recently, there's been talks of a sort of improvement in the diplomatic relationships between Baldur's Gate and Elturel, and as part of that diplomacy process, some Hellriders have elected to make their way over and start setting up a sort of evil defeating business in Baldur's Gate. And you guys have been invited to become one of the first teams of adventurers to be recruited to this sort of vigilante group of fiend fighters and ooze smashers and undead bashers extraordinaire. So there is a office that you all have come to with an appointment down by sort of the wharf district of Baldur's Gate, which is, by all accounts, not the safest neighborhood in the realms. And it's a pretty nice little building. You've all sort of gradually filtered into the lobby and have wound up in this waiting room outside of this office for the last few minutes.
Would now be a good time to give like a visual description of our characters?
That is exactly where I was going. Thank you, Morgan.
Okay, I'll go first because I love this part, the aesthetics. Fang, the tiefling, is dressed in very lovely, well-tailored clothes that are sort of made to look like studded leather armor, but you can tell the material is a little too thin. It's very decorative and embellished. It just looks like he's trying to put on a sort of rough bravado persona. He's got what was once very bright golden skin, but has sort of taken on a almost sort of patinaed bronze look to it. He's got ridged horns that come back along the back of his head before flaring out at the points. Carries a light crossbow, several daggers around a very beautifully embellished leather belt, very almost high-heeled boots, and just kind of conducts himself with a general swagger to his step, and is probably just gliding around this space, taking in the decor and giving everyone the occasional judgmental up-down with his eyes, which are golden and slitted.
In the spirit of tieflings, Corduroy is sitting with his legs way too far spread out, hitting the person next to him. It's obnoxious. Red, kind of a paler red skin. The classic like pirate pants with the tall boots. He has a huge great axe that he always has nearby, and the shirt that he's wearing is kind of one of those wavy, almost like sailor-esque shirts, and it goes, it's like a V-neck that goes all the way down. Huge pecs. Also, the collar is up, unfortunately.
Oh, love it.
Oh, no, you're kidding.
I guess squeezed next to him on the couch is this huge hulking furbolg in plate who's just like, oh yeah, it's nice to spread out. Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't need you though. And he just kind of like, and he's in plate. He's just Hulk, and he's just the chair is just obviously way too small for him. He's just sitting there. He's just got a really vacant expression on his face.
Oh, baby.
James?
Groshk is a Well, he's a lizard folk. He's quite large, not as tall as Warlow, but wider to make up for that. He wears heavy armor that he doesn't clean from the looks of it. It's got old, dried blood spatters on it. He has a shield and a warhammer hanging from his belt that he also does not clean. And he just surveys the room like he's just waiting for something to happen. You can see his lizard folk eyes dart sideways to take in the whole room. And for a moment, each of you can feel at least one of his eyes zoom in on you for a second.
And Alwyn will be standing at attention, rifle strapped to their back, rapier on the side. A monk's robes draped over leather armor, little bandana, very drab, very plain. And they just take in the room and the colorful cast of characters they're unfortunately going to be tagging along with.
All right. So you're taking each other's measure. You're looking around. You're doing your little sort of awkward stare downs. And the door at the end of the room opens, and out from it steps a silver dragonborn. And he is in gleaming plate armor. He has an enormous greatsword on his back that is pulsing with a sky blue glow. And he just generally looks very impressive, very regal, very dignified. And he says, "Oh, hey, you guys must be the new recruits. Nice to meet y'all."
Pleasure. And your name was?
Oh, sorry. My name is Argus. I know. Argus, silver, dragonborn, it's a thing. But, parents, what are you going to do? I'm going to be you guys' handler, boss, interviewer, kind of all three at once right about now. Because, and I don't want to spring this on you, but what were your plans for the rest of the evening? Because I think I got a job for you.
I was planning on probably cracking a few beers and then just like hanging out, checking out my window, just what's out my window. But honestly, this could be fun too.
That sounds really great. Yeah.
Well,
sounds like a great evening.
Our starting salary, the Hell Riders traditional pay scale is however many demons, fiends, aberrations, undead, and other monstrosities your unit exterminates. Based on the degree of enemy you've faced, there's a pay scale involved, and then of course there's a base salary. But it looks like you guys are going to have an opportunity to make a little money. If you don't mind facing down some evil in the name of justice, get a start on that drinking money, eh?
Justice. Right. But you're saying there will be plenty of fiend killing involved?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't know if it's like fiend per se. It could be undead. Don't want to set up any expectations, but for sure there's something screwy going on.
All right. Well, I've got drinks for the road if no one objects. I'd like to get a move on with my day.
All right, great. I'm going to unfortunately have to stay here at the office, but I've got an address for you. And not far out of the office, you should meet up with someone who can sort of bring you the rest of the way and explain the job. So is everybody good? Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like we have a choice.
Well, you do. I mean, you could just not take the job. That was always part of the expected sort of course of the
Don't have a
evening.
choice if we want the money.
Oh yeah, absolutely no. We pay for fiend extermination and evil beaten, not for showing up. So
Groshk has no need for money.
all right.
He's-
Well,
his
Battle
money
itself
among us?
is prize enough.
oh yeah, one of those types of guys. Some of my favorites, some of my best friends have been
Yeah, it sounds like a
sorta
great employee. Yeah.
ascetic, Spartan living kind of live for the kill types, and they're nice to have around when the going gets tough. All right, I gotta go, but thank you guys for stopping by. Here's the address, and he pulls a little scrap of paper out from a pocket on his armor and hands it to Fang. All right, well, good luck, good hunting, and don't let the fiends kill ya.
That would be bad. Yeah.
And he very sort of deferently and like cool boss sort of walks across the room and like opens the door for you and like gives everyone a handshake on the way out.
Is a map of Baldur's Gate something that we could just have amongst our party?
I mean, this is a part of the adventure we really don't need to address. Is the trip to the place on the paper. I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys there now and sort of narrate the trip. So almost immediately as you walk out of the office on the wharf, you are met by a tall humanoid of very, very indeterminate race who's just sort of glowing with a whitish light. And some of you won't be able to see anything, by the way. It should just be a black screen for a couple of you. That's because it's night and it's dark out. But yeah, you'll have to use light to see the actual warehouse. But you are headed to a warehouse, and the person who meets you says, "Good evening. My name is Fleet of Wing and Sword. I am a unicorn."
Cool.
Can I inside check that?
Yeah, go for it.
Groshk will cast light on his warhammer as we're standing there because unicorn.
I cast light on my shield. What's you get it from?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
See
give
with
you
my
guys that
elven
light.
eyes.
How does light emit light exactly? Run me through it.
20 foot of bright, 20 foot of dim. Let me check.
That sounds right. Let me just check. D&D Beyond, not a sponsor.
What's that
Yeah.
insight check, by the way?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah. Honestly, this is a very new experience for Fang, I think. And I don't know. It's a really bold claim, but there is not a shred of doubt in the stance, in the speech, in the look. Just
Alden was correct, by the way, 2020.
all right, fantastic. So that's 2020 on Groshk and Warlow.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yes.
Good.
Thing stands up just a little bit straighter, his tail kind of twitching agitatedly behind him.
So after he sort of deliberately tries to impress you with the little bombshell, Fleet of Wing and Sword says, "I received a tip from a worker, a caretaker, some sort of night watchman. The job was unclear, but they appear to think that powerful fiends will appear at their place of work in the warehouse district tonight. And frankly, it was very difficult to find someone willing to take the job on such short notice. So I am grateful to you for making yourselves available for this this task. We have had our diviners verify the claims, and the omens are all correct. There will be a powerful force of evil appearing tonight in the lower city of Baldur's Gate. And frankly, we're just glad that we found someone willing to come and help in time.
Were your diviners able to figure out why such powerful evil is making it a point to visit a warehouse in the middle of the night?
Or how the warehouse worker would know that there's a demon being summoned?
Unfortunately, this was today that we received this tip, and we've been very, very sort of scrambled trying to get a team on site in time, and I won't even be able to stay for the whole thing. I have a sort of sudden news flash that I need to check out in Elturel, and this is all coming on us very quickly, very short notice.
This sounds like a trap or a test. I hope it's a test, because then it's not dangerous.
This is basically why we grouped together such a well-known and powerful group of you on such short notice. And frankly, we're paying a pretty substantial bonus. I don't know if Argus would have told you, but tonight is going to be very profitable for you if you do end up engaged in any kind of fiendish business.
And surviving it.
Well, that's always the risk, isn't it? But
If somebody,
adventuring is adventuring, after all.
I don't know how Argus usually does it, but if somebody does happen to die, do we like split what their profits would have been, or is it just like a per person kind of thing?
We do a collective pension system in the event of the death of one of the members of our teams, but if there is no surviving relative that we send that money on to, then yes, it will go to the rest of the team.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Makes money.
Fantastic. The exact terms of the contract are lucrative and generous, but unfortunately, it's totally unplanned. I have no idea how much money it actually is. I'll figure it out if it needs to be figured out later. But in character, just know that it's probably worth it. Like, unless a pit fiend shows up, it's probably going to be adequate.
oh, don't tease.
I'm teasing. I'm going to tease a little bit.
Wow, that lump sum of money you just said, that's so much money.
It is. Yes, it absolutely is.
Well, let's go earn it, shall we?
Yeah, so
Okay.
you guys make your way through the city. It takes probably no more than like 45 minutes to make your way through. You guys are 6th level, so you can move at a pretty hefty pace through the streets. No need to be careful or anything. It's Baldur's Gate, but you know, there are
We're
5 of you,
badass.
and there's a unicorn. So he brings you to the gates of the warehouse, and suddenly whips around and looks behind him, and he puts 2 hands on his forehead, and he says, all right, I've just received a communication that I absolutely need to attend to and verify, but if you could please get in there, scope the place, find out what's happening, I'll be right back as soon as I possibly can. I'm sorry to leave you like this, but damn it. And he teleports away in a flash of heavenly sound and floating feathers.
Dang.
He was an agitated one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull just from within the folds of my cloak a big brown glass bottle and unstopper it, down a few long gulps, and then offer it to my fellow tiefling. What was your name again, handsome? I didn't quite catch it.
Oh, you can call me Corduroy McGee.
Corduroy. I see. And what exactly is your specialty? I think I have an idea. And he stares very plainly at the bared, rippling pectorals.
When you do that, he doesn't answer, but he does grab his great axe and he just kind of gives it like just a little flick of the wrist and it spins all the way around. And we're in way too close of proximity to do it, but he has absolutely no doubt that he's not going to hit anyone, and he does not. It's very smooth.
Duly noted.
So the door to the warehouse, by the way, is it's right in front of you. You can scope around the outside of the building if you want, but it's marked as the front door. And the warehouse up at the top in a little banner, it reads R. Bellevue.
Any indication of light within or sounds of movement?
Nope. Quiet as the grave.
The door being locked? When you...
It is not locked.
Does anybody have a problem just gonna head in? Is that all right?
It's the job.
Grosk is ready.
All right. I'm gonna open up the door.
All right. Door opens. And you see a courtyard. It's full of... well, not a courtyard. It's a loading bay. It appears to have been like a pretty well furnished and nicely put together little warehouse at one point in time, but it has fallen into a little bit of a state of disrepair. Although the most disrepair sort of is centered around the warehouse equipment, it does look like someone's been like living here and sort of keeping the place clean.
So it looks like general deterioration as opposed to someone coming in and sacking the place.
Yeah, like there's carts all over the place and the wheels are like rusted and they've clearly not been like moved around recently. There's a big crane in the corner that's like half disassembled. And just generally it looks like people don't really operate anything in here, but it is sort of almost like there's potted plants and stuff. It looks almost like someone's like makeshift garden, like an impromptu sort of like space for keeping plants. This is open to the sky, by the way, this part of the warehouse.
Okay.
So there is a sort of building up to the north and east that sort of encompasses the rest of the warehouse, and then to the southwest there is another smaller building.
I'm going to just put a little distance between me and the next closest party member, have my back turned and hide my hands and mumble something, and cast See Invisibility, which will last for the next hour without concentration.
Fantastic. All right, so that doesn't reveal anything in the loading bay in particular, but is there a distance on that, by the way, just for future reference?
Good question. I guess it would just be in my line of sight because it doesn't have a distance. It's on self and just says, for the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and I can see into the ethereal plane.
All right, so that's just your vision, I guess, for the range. So that's good.
I'll do that just as a visual indicator.
Anything else anybody's doing in particular, just like sort of initially as they arrive?
I would like to investigate the plants.
Okay, the plants are there's sort of like a nice assortment of flowers and similar just generally nice little house plants laying around. This does kind of, it looks like someone's little hobby garden, basically. There's some like edible plants like tomatoes and some basil and stuff.
Okay. I have proficiency in herbalism kit. Could I use that knowledge to determine whether or not they're cultivating plants for like potions?
Absolutely.
The like?
I think that like magic wise, you'd want to roll Arcana for that, but I will let you add your herbalism kit proficiency if that is higher than your Arcana.
Oh, that didn't roll anything. It said roll. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna roll Arcana and add my proficiency. Is that what you said?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I'll do that. So that is an 18.
Nice.
Okay. It looks like these plants are mostly non-magical, although there is actually, if you sort of construct a little bit of a like sort of list of things that you could make out of these plants in your head, there are a couple of like underdark mushrooms laying around that are a common sort of home remedy in this part of the Forgotten Realms for erectile dysfunction.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of Viagra plant happening.
Groshk will stop in the middle of the room, center himself, and listen.
Okay, so you're trying to sort of perception the
Yeah.
area?
Yeah.
Okay, go for that.
21.
All right. So now that you are sort of zeroing in, you notice that there is a little bit of clicking and shuffling and whispering happening in the building to the southwest.
Groshk won't say anything to anyone else. He's just going to stomp over to the door. But he does look around before he does anything.
Okay. When you get close to the door, rolling forward with that 21, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can hear that the whispering is between two people, and one of them is sort of hissing to the other one. No, don't get out the gun. What are you? Do not get out the gun. It's an open warehouse. It could be anybody. What are you doing? No, put that down. Damn it, Duncan. What are you? Stop. No, don't go near that door. I will. No, don't you. I am going to run these people off before they rob us, before they smash our plants, before they destroy the garden. You don't know. You don't know anything.
Grosh will hold up 3 fingers to everyone around him. And then he'll kick the door in.
All right. On the other side of the door, you surprise a Yuan-Ti and an Irakra, who are in the middle of a whispered argument. They're both very old, and they are both absolutely... it is immediately obvious to anyone with even a 10 passive insight that this is like a bickering old married couple. And one of them has what looks like an ancient fowling piece, like a hunting sort of firearm, and he's like struggling to figure out how to load it, like barely even knows how it works. And the other one is like poking him in the chest. The Irakra is loading the gun, and the Yuan-Ti is poking him in the chest and going, "You don't know how this works. You don't know how it works. I am the one." And they immediately the door smashes open and they freeze.
Okay, well, seeing that, Groshk will lower his weapons and look over them and just walk away, basically. Not a threat.
You can't just go kicking in people's... I am so sorry. Hello. Hi.
Who are you?
Well,
The Irakra
yeah.
puffs himself up, does that very like bird-like thing of
the
like making
bird
himself
thing.
big. His feathers go up. He's all giant, and the Yuan-Ti is like, here this goes.
Oh, sorry. We were paid. Well, we're on a job to protect this fine establishment. Kind of gives a look to the approaching party members. We were told that there might be trouble later on, and well, we of course don't want to allow that to happen to such kindly folks as yourselves. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Fang.
So,
grandiose bow.
the Yuan-Ti, upon hearing this, narrows his big snake eyes and looks at the Arakra and says, "Oh, they're here about the job. They're here about the job, aren't they, Duncan? Aren't they here about the job, Duncan? You were going to shoot the people who I called to come and take a look around the place, weren't you, Duncan?" And Duncan is still puffed up and just not saying a word. His beak is like slammed shut. It's like you can almost hear it straining as he just sort of like sits there and takes it. And the Yuan-Ti sticks out a big snaky hand and he says, "Hello, my name is Rosebud, and I and my partner Duncan have lived here for a very, very long time, and we, I believe, are about to have a little bit of a devil problem."
Right. Pleasure to meet you. What makes you think you're going to have such a problem exactly? And as we're having this conversation, I want to be looking over their shoulders and like searching the inside of that room for anything sketch.
Yeah, the Arakra, right as it's almost, you can see like a switch flip in his head from like wounded pride to welcome the guests, and he pulls the Yuan-Ti away from the door and says, "We are being rude. Please come in. This is our well, it used to be the break room, but now we keep it as a sort of living room area. This is I'm sorry, we were playing cards," and you see that there's like two sort of empty dinner plates and a game of what looks like Baldur's Gate native card game that do any of you recognize this actually? Go ahead and give me a I don't know, a history check if any of you were like familiar with the Baldur's Gate area.
Nope.
No.
Well,
6.
12 is the highest number we're going for. All right. Yeah, none of you recognize it. And it's, you know, this is like definitely a very lived-in room. There's coats on a rack by the door. One of which is like a very nice-looking embroidered leather coat with like what looks like very cool-looking, decorated, like elaborate wing slits in it. And the other is long, like much longer than a normal coat, and sort of has a belt around the very bottom for a snake-bodied person.
Cute.
And, you know, it's just sort of a very homey little living area. So...
And nothing sketchy stands out.
No, absolutely nothing sketchy appears to be going on.
Can I hang out just inside this doorway so I still have like a line of sight out into the main space and can occasionally lean out and just scope?
Absolutely, yeah.
So
it is, as you mentioned, still pretty dark in here. I should probably place a torch on the wall. It is, after all, a living area. Yeah, there we go. You can see that, right? That's lit up the room a little bit for everybody.
The room is lit for me.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, the two welcome you in, and the Yuan-Ti sort of explains, we are all that remains of a very, very old, well, I think we're far enough removed at this point to call it a cult. We, yes, yes, I know we don't look it, but really, we were a very harmless cult when it gets right down to it. We followed, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the ball spawn crisis.
Sorry, one more time.
The ball spawn crisis.
Yes.
Go ahead and anybody who wants, roll history for me. If any of you live near Baldur's Gate, you probably know about this already.
18 for me.
Anybody?
13.
All right. Religion would also work, by the way, if you're better at that. Anyway, but the ball spawn crisis is a very famous series of like murders and wars that sort of plagued the whole Sword Coast like a while back, like 90, 70 years, something like that. And basically, the god of murder, Baal, died. And he had apparently already known that was going to happen, and he'd spent the last like dozen years going around and basically seducing people and impregnating them, so that when he died, there would be a bunch of sort of little legacies ready built to take on his mantle after the fact. And this is actually the plot to the video games Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Okay,
But,
okay.
Essentially, everybody, all of the ball spawn killed each other over the Lord of Murder's power, partially due to like the nature of man, and partially because it was like divinely ordained that they would do that. And eventually it all ended in like a very messy incident where the winner of the whole ball spawn crisis, quote unquote, who ended up being the Duke of Baldur's Gate for a while, was killed in a sort of sudden murderous incident. This is like much more recent. This is like within the last 20 years. And there was this whole Lord of Murder thing. And in more recent years, the cults that sprang up around the ball spawn have sort of coalesced into the Cult of the Dead 3. And the Cult of the Dead 3 is dedicated to the worship of not only Baal, but two other dead evil gods. And it's sort of been a hot item in the news, bothering Baldur's Gate citizens and everywhere else on the Sword Coast for quite a while. And well, we were never part of any of that. We actually, our specific cult of Baal was centered around a guy who thought he was a Baal spawn. And, well, that's Regis Bellevue, who owned this warehouse. And what ended up happening was really, it was just sort of a gentleman's club. After a little while, it became an excuse for all of us to get together and hang out. And Regis was always a total prick, but I don't know if he was evil. He got over it, it appeared to me at least, pretty quickly. And well,
with all due
sort of...
respect, not to interrupt, but this job is pressing, and we don't know when any hostile forces might arrive. So could you get to explaining why exactly you think devils are going to attack?
I'm so sorry. I ramble. We're old men here, and it's not usual we get a bunch of young, interesting, handsome guests. So my apologies. And he gives you a little old man wink. And the Irakra goes and looks off into the corner. So the Yuan-Ti is like, so Regis, actually, in his will, he left us as the two last surviving members of his little boys' club of a cult, this warehouse. And, well, you know how real estate is in the city. We weren't going to pass up such a nice free building. even though the bigger building is practically condemned at this point. We never go in there. But this little guardhouse off to the side is absolutely wonderful. It used to be the place where we would all meet up, and well, we took it. But recently we were going back over the will because we've got some younger relatives that we would love to leave the place to, and we wanted to make sure that there weren't any stipulations against it. And there is actually a line item in the will that, well, this is, you understand, we had to hire a diviner to get this out of the will. It's a magical document. He never really stopped dabbling in the infernal, but essentially, it said, and I'm quoting here, I will return on the night of this night. I should have planned out the date. I didn't plan out the date. It's today. He will return tonight to, it says, take what is his. And, well, frankly, that just seemed a little bit creepy to me. And, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea to just sort of, let someone know. And the Flaming Fist is useless when all you have is this kind of thing, but we had an old friend who was able to put us in touch with your organization, and that's the Hell Riders of Elturel. Am I getting that name right? Okay, well, the Hell Riders of Elturel are supposed to take this sort of thing a little bit more seriously, and they have a knack for knowing when something like this is serious and when it's not. So, but frankly, I wasn't sure you were going to show up. But here you are. Does that mean it is serious?
That's the way it's like. That's how it's been explained to us. But you seem really calm. So.
We're just taking all precautions, you see.
Yes, it was just like a letter that I sent via that friend to, well, you guys, I guess.
Well, I guess we should go check it out then while you guys stay here safe and sound.
Yes, we have the key to get in the old building if you need it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and he pulls a key off the wall, and it's like a big iron key, and hands it to, I guess, Grosh, because Grosh is close. Or actually, you know what? Anybody. He hands it to one of you.
Corduroy will take it then.
All right. Well, Gosh, if it's serious, then we'll be in here, I suppose.
That's probably for the best.
Yes,
Let the professionals handle it.
actually, Duncan, if you wouldn't mind giving me that gun. And Duncan sort of hands over the big old shotgun, and the Yuan-Ti starts to load it and puts it down in a easy reach place on the other table. And they sort of settle back down to their card game and watch you somewhat unsettled as you head back out the door.
So back in this main space, this seems to be an open hallway on this side, and then maybe a door.
Oh, is there? That's not supposed to be open.
It is a door.
No, it's not. It is a door. There are two doors. There is one up north. It is a double door, and there's one to the east. It is a single door.
Okay.
Well, start at the top, work our way down, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So you try the key in the door to the north.
The door to the north. Sorry.
Can't move my token anymore. I don't know why.
Can't you?
Oh no.
That's odd.
I know. I've been able to this whole time.
That was very strange.
Let me
Never heard of
check
that
your.
happen.
This is you that I'm moving around.
Yeah. That's her.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Can you move it now?
I'm refreshing the page.
All right.
Maybe to make sure it wasn't me. Still no.
All right. Well,
Well,
I'll
we've been
go
on
ahead
for
and take
about an
care of that
hour.
while the
Do we
rest
want
of
to
you-
take a little bio break while we sort this out?
yeah,
Yeah.
we can call that if you want.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. We'll meet back up in 5-10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Stick around, gamers.
All right. We'll get into it when you come back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a Neon Goblin Frigophobia
Oh.
adventure thing. This is, I don't think I ever said, but this is, I'm calling this little adventure in the Pale Moonlight. And it is in the Pale Moonlight. So, I'm Kevin, I'm your DM, and with me are our goblins. And in case you're just joining us, we are investigating a sinister warehouse where something nasty has been prophesied in a couple of different oblique little ways to be happening tonight. And our players have just entered the warehouse proper after greeting the cantankerous old friendly caretakers.
Groshka's at the
Windows.
door.
Yeah, so you guys enter, or you open the door up to the north, and behind it you see a disused cargo area. This is where the goods would have been offloaded and kept until such time as they were shipped elsewhere. And you can see there's a lot of like moldering old casks of something. There's a couple of ancient puddles of grime from decayed sort of tumblers and whatnot. Clearly people aren't coming back here very often. And it's a very marked contrast to the sort of homey ambiance of the courtyard outside, and especially the break room that you guys were in.
Pushing in, I'm immediately going to stop and just very slowly scan the room with my sand visibility to see if anything's lurking in any deep corners.
This is totally empty. This is silence happening in this room.
Well, looks like we're not gonna get paid if we keep staying in here.
Yeah, there's a door to the northeast and the east, both on the far sort of east side of the room.
Any indication of the kind of goods that used to move through here?
It looks to have been a pretty eclectic assortment of things. Not really any kind of unifying theme. There's a good few barrels of what might have been sugar at one point, and similar sort of, mid-value sort of things that you would ship around a big city.
Gotcha.
Not like furs or rugs or anything particularly, I don't know, expensive. Or maybe if there was, it's not identifiable as such now.
Make a quick perception check around the room. Just taking a look
Yeah,
at
go
stuff.
for it. Roll a perception investigation, anything you want to do
I think they're
to
the same.
double
It's
check
only,
the room.
Only
I'm
a
gonna put
15.
put my ear up to this door too.
It's only a 15.
The door you are by, you don't hear anything, and you can't really get anything out of listening at it. It's just silent behind the door. It's silent in the whole room, and you look around, you examine the whole thing, you sort of scan through the shelves and stuff, and this does just appear to be what it is. Disused warehouse, abandoned at some point, never returned to.
We should keep moving. We're not paid by the hour, we're paid by the kill.
All right, I'm gonna open this door, the northeasterly door.
That is locked tight.
Oh man, does anybody have anything that could open up this door?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Well-
I'll just lean in, put a hand completely unnecessarily on your really muscly arm, and just.
Huh?
And there's a really loud knock sound. Unless this is one hell of a lock, the door should now be unlocked.
It is in fact, I assume this is the knock spell.
Yes.
It is in fact knocked right open.
Hey.
And you can see on the other side, as this door swings open, that this lock, what appeared to be a pretty simple warehouse lock from the outside, is on the inside of this door like Lockmaster 10,000. This thing is like a commissioned lock. It's made of silver in parts of it. It's made of like cold iron in other parts of it. This is a serious lock. And you actually, since you've casted magic on it, since you've interacted with it mystically, there's a little bit of a tingle that is reminiscent of casting Dispel Magic on like a ward or some other type of mystical protection. This lock was, in fact, at one point warded against magic, and it's just been long enough that those have sort of worn down and expired.
Huh.
And obviously, in the room, as you can see, there is a big ol' ornate-looking chest.
Since you opened the door, which I admit was really something, you're welcome to go ahead in if you want. I can, but it was really cool.
I quite like myself in one piece. I can try and open the chest from here, but if anyone else wants to investigate it first, I certainly wouldn't object.
Oh yeah, no problem.
You're still seeing invincibility. There's nothing invisible by the chest. There's nothing ethereal in the vicinity.
If that chest isn't a demon, I don't think we should have anything to do with it.
You don't want
Are we rolling any investigation checks? Are we trying to get the chest open? What's the
I'm gonna investigate it first to make sure, see how intricate the locks are.
Go for it. Is anybody helping with that?
As you walk up, I tap you on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, you're gonna do great," and I give you guidance.
All right, there's
And then
a
I walk
guidance.
away. Yeah.
Anyone doing a help action?
I'll move around behind. Is this like a hinged lid?
Yeah, it's a hinged lid. It's a relatively normal chest. It's made of brass. There's inlays of like sort of nickel and swirl. It's like it's supposed to look very gold and silver and opulent, but it's like, clearly there was a budget here. And there are reliefs of like grinning devils and smirking nasty faces, and just generally, this is like a chest that you're not supposed to be seeing if you don't know there's a cult.
I did get a 19 on my investigation. If that does anything else than what
A what teen?
19.
Okay. With the 19, you can pretty easily sort of verify that this chest is from the previous sort of interaction that if there were to be some sort of magical protection, it would have expired by now, and there's no mechanical sort of traps. So this appears to be the lock was the main thing keeping people out of here. The chest is safe to open.
Vera from The Price is writing the chest. After you.
I'm gonna try and lift it open.
All right. The chest swings open relatively easily. There's a little bit of rust on the hinges. You got to kind of jack it a little bit. And so you force it open, and inside the chest, there is a dagger. A black iron dagger that's shaped into a very sort of wicked form. It's got sort of flared spikes along the edges, and it is, in fact, a little bit sort of browned on one side. There's some very old dried blood on this thing. Very, very old, and it kind of too old. And below the knife, it's sitting on sort of a pile of robes that are like very red and black and ornate with golden thread sort of making patterns down around it of like flame and horned.
I'll use my Furbolg ability to detect magic once for short rest and see if this dagger is magic.
Knife's not magic.
The knife
there is a faint arcanity to it. It was used in magic and has retained a little bit of that sort of weave memory to it, which is probably why the dried blood has stayed on through like 70 years of disuse. But other than that, there's nothing magic in the chest or around the chest or nearby.
Dagger isn't magical, and neither is the chest. So it's probably just a creepy dagger.
Did anyone else think this was gonna just be filled with gold, or like what was that?
I mean, I was very hopeful about it, until you never know until you look into the chest, though. Like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're gonna get. Before we move on, I'm gonna use my mage hand to pull the robes up and get a better look at them, and I'll just tell you my purpose for later. I want to get a good enough idea of what they look like on a person so that if I disguise myself later, I can do so as someone wearing these robes.
All right, yeah, you can pretty easily figure that out, read it through. It's going to be, difficult to exactly recreate the pattern of golden embroidery on the thing, but you're pretty confident. You're pretty much an expert at this. You're pretty confident you could do it. Actually, as you pull it up, I'd like you to roll me a d20. Just a d20.
With my mage hand, just throwing that out there.
I know. This is a luck roll.
7.
All right, so nothing.
Great.
That's the luckiest number.
It is. That's true.
All right. Lead on. I leave the robes where they are.
It occurs to me, actually, that you were investigating Corduroy,
Yep.
Are you extending that investigation to the contents of the chest?
Yeah. But
okay.
That's what it was for.
In the course of your examination, you do also find a scrap of paper, sort of folded in. It's not in a pocket.
When Fang is using the mage hand, I kind of direct her to it. I'm not going to pick it up, but I kind of show her where it is so that the hand can grab it.
Yeah, it's not magic. I just want to. You can see it's not magic, right?
Yeah,
you can
not
touch
gold.
this stuff.
I'm just
It's
not
fine.
good.
It doesn't matter.
Guess what else isn't magical? Many poisons.
Sure, fine. The note, when you take it, it's scrawled in a sort of shaky, rushed hand. It says, "Dear R, flee at once. Fist is on to you. They know about Becky. Get out of the city."
Well, that's weird.
Does anybody know a Becky? In town? Like in town. No, obviously we're not in the cult, but no. Alright. Just curious.
There's no famous Beckys that any of you can recall.
Okay.
Pocket
But maybe it's Rebecca. Oh.
So what's the
Do
deal?
we want to bother?
What's the deal with this door here?
Hey, we gotta move on.
Yeah, you can also open that door. That's not locked.
Yeah.
And behind it is a hallway. It's a sort of disrepair wooden hallway. There's some overgrowth in here. It's looks like some plants have sort of sprouted up through the floors, and vines have curled along the ceiling from what looks like a sort of hole in the roof. Through which, by the way, you can see the moon, which is glowing.
Wow, we are really in the pale moonlight now.
Let me know when 10 minutes passes up, Kevin, and I'll turn off my detect magic, which is that little aura you and I can see right now.
Yeah, you're still good.
Still cooking.
I'd like to open this door.
Yeah, that door is also unlocked. And behind it you see, well, this is an interesting room because at the four corners of it are relatively crude but definitely intentional statues of hooded figures, hooded robed figures, and in the floor off to the right is a grate that drains down through the floor.
Great.
Great.
Nothing in there.
That's a murder room.
Definitely a murder room. Sounds like a murder room.
That's a murder room.
Murder room. What's your passive insight?
17.
It's a murder room.
It's a murder room.
This is a murder room.
Totally a murder room.
This is already this is a little bit more of a nasty involved cult than those guys were letting on when you talked to them earlier.
Dang.
How about this door?
Who would have thought those two friends
Open.
would have led us astray?
The doors in this hallway are like decayed and like hanging off their foundations a little, and all of them are like easily broken open. There's really very little to stop you from exploring this whole hallway.
I think I found the break room.
Well, this is definitely got a table in it and a couple of old kegs.
I'll take
Are we
this
opening
next
doors
door.
that we're next to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and open doors.
These
next
rooms appear to be specific storage rooms that, like, one business or not. Like this one over here, there's a bunch of like very old, busted, decayed plants. This one's got some ores and such like. Over here, there's some general dry goods, ropes and batons and other sort of adventuring-y stuff. And then over here, there's what looks like some magical doodads, although with your Detect Magic up, you can see that there's really nothing actually magical in this room. There's just sort of bones and casting dice and similar sort of arcane paraphernalia. The kind of 2-bit magic shop that springs up all over the place. Are we hitting that doorway at the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
All right. In here is a sort of old disused secretarial office, it looks like. A little waiting room for appointments. And just sort of a general... This is a fairly normal office space, like you would expect to find in a warehouse like this.
I look over at Elwyn and I just say, maybe we should have been paid by the hour, or maybe like told a direction. This place is huge. What if there's actually nothing here? We wouldn't get paid, right?
But it would be
We
good.
would tell them that we dealt with the problem.
Oh, wow.
That's an option.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, no, I definitely would have just told them the truth.
Down here, there's a big old saber cat skin rug and a big old sort of owner's office. There's a sort of nice ornate chair in the back with a ledger book hanging around. And back behind that, there is some more... this door was locked. In fact, it was locked in sort of a similar fashion to the door with the chest behind it. Not so elaborately, but definitely more locked than the other doors. Unfortunately, this is super screwed up, this section of the warehouse, and it basically falls off its hinges when you touch it. Just collapses backward. And in here, there's a little more culty paraphernalia. There's a lot of black robes piled up on these shelves in the back. There's another grate over here and a couple more hooded statues. And you do notice there is a rolled up scroll over on the shelves.
Pick it up and look at it.
Do you want me to do that with my not mortal hand?
As if Senator's like, that would have been smart, but he's already like holding it. And he's looking at you, and he looks back down at the scroll.
So this is actually a fairly normal scroll of dimension door.
Scroll of dimension door, and he like looks at Fang, and he goes, I don't think I can do that, but I think you can.
It's in my wheelhouse.
All right, cool.
But why is it here?
What can't she do?
You'll have to find out.
Oh.
I'm going to come over to the grate and see if it looks like it's made to be easily removable. Or if not, just sort of get down on my stomach, grimacing at the mess, and see if I can peer down inside.
There's no mess. These rooms are pretty much clean, other than the sort of general decay.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm going to investigate the grate.
All right. So the grate is does swing open, and it looks like it leads down into the Baldur's Gate sewers.
Great.
Great.
If you check, do you check down in the sewers?
I'll like sort of hang down in there and get a light source and just peer up and down the passage.
Yeah, take it a peek. See, it does look like this is just a standard section of the Baldur's Gate sewers. There's nothing special here, and it doesn't really look like it's super connected to anything. It just kind of looks like this is a drain, basically, like an actual drain.
Won't be muddying my boots down there.
So right about this time, hate to throw this at you, but in the middle of an investigation too. Such a shame. There is a gunshot.
Oh!
From the courtyard.
Oh dear.
Oh!
Let's go.
Right. File out, folks. I guess we're out.
There's a door right here, right?
All right. So yeah, there is. And it's you can open it with the same key that you used to get in the other door.
Okay.
So you sort of pile out into the courtyard, and instantly it's sort of very obvious what has provoked this reaction. There is, in fact, the door, by the way, to the break room is closed again. And on the other side of it, in the courtyard, is standing a...
Dun, dun, dun.
Select the selector tool.
Dun, dun.
Enormous
Oh God.
white figure
So
covered in spines that resembles a horribly mutated and grown an enormous humanoid skeleton.
So this is really great because for me, with the light source, it's in dim light, so I can't see it. And so I love that the dark vision people are like, oh my God. Ah! And I'm like, what? What is it? Is it bad? It sounds
It's bad. It's Becky!
Ah! Becky with the hair?
That's Becky with the
I stole that from you, Lady Calgary.
And alongside that enormous white figure, which if any of you want to roll religion or arcana.
I can do that.
I see that. Okay, I can see that a little bit.
really
I'm gonna roll.
I got a 14.
Not great.
Oh, it's not negative. Okay, 17.
Got it.
17. All right, with a 17, you identify instantly these two figures. There's another figure next to the larger one, smaller female figure that is only discernible as female through its figure because it's otherwise wrapped in chains.
Oh,
and,
fuck.
I know.
Scraps of cloth, and only its eyes and some strands of wispy black hair peek through the just piles and piles of metal chains
Okay.
covering.
Okay, this is what we came here for.
and you just kind of together.
Yeah.
Go.
So these two figures, by the way, this is a bone devil and a chain devil. You identify them as such, and they are trying to. Well, they're not trying particularly hard, but they are taunting and scraping the walls of this break room. And the bone devil is saying, "Oh, hello, boys, Duncan." And Rosebud, I believe is the other one. I am here for my property. And the chain devil throws her head back and goes,
Shut up, Becky.
and she whips
Holy
her head.
Becky.
Do you say that out loud in character?
Yeah.
She
Okay,
does have
she
the hair.
whips her head around, and there's a horrible crashing of chains. And the bone devil also tilts an eye over in your direction. And the chain devil says, how do you know my name, child?
Luck. Corduroy. I'm gonna cast haste on Corduroy.
All right,
Awesome.
we can go ahead and go into initiative order if we're
Yeah.
attacking.
All right.
They're not
Fish it in.
doing anything immediately hostile, but
Oh.
No, they're devils, and we
they're
were
devils.
hired to
They're
kill the
devils.
devils.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is probably the right decision on your part.
Nothing I do is wrong.
Alrighty.
Roll for
This
initiative.
Mighty Nine die is killing it tonight.
Let me add all you guys to the initiative order real quick.
Holy
Nice.
shit. 23 is a sorcerer.
And
Come on. I want to go first.
oh, hold on. That's still got turns in it. All right. Now let me add all you guys to the initiative order. And go ahead and put in your numbers.
I got a 6.
Oh no.
Meh.
Late. There we go. There we go. Not sure why that was so hard.
All right. So we've got haste on, who was it you cast that on? Corduroy?
Corduroy.
Can I? This is what's like kicking off initiative, right? So I have time to add some flavor to it.
Casting haste, yes. This is
Okay.
you are kicking things off.
So in that case, I'm going to use a meta magic to twin spell that, and I'm going to cast it on excuse me. What is our fighter? Alwyn as well.
Ooh.
Cool. Oh my god, I've never been hasted before.
Sick.
I will put what it does in the chat for you, so you have it for reference. And I'm now concentrating.
That AC bump. Ooh, ooh.
All right.
Schmomp, schmomp.
Fantastic. So you guys keep track of that buff.
Yep.
And up next, I believe, if Fang doesn't have any more turn. that they
I
wanna go through?
will. I'll spend movement to take some cover behind this cart.
All right. You go ahead and crouch back there.
That's it.
All right. Up next is Alwyn.
Okay, I'm going to move up here to create a little cover, little distance,
All right.
and I'm gonna take a shot at the bigger one. And that is with a +1 musket. So whatever silly resistances they may have
All right.
doesn't go.
Go ahead and roll that attack.
That is 23 to hit on attack number 1.
All right. That does hit.
That is a natural 20 on attack number
Holy
2.
Wait, did you say who you were shooting at? Because it hits both.
He said the bone devil.
Bone
Okay,
devil.
Bone Devil.
And the hasted attack number 3 is an 18.
Yes. All right. Good stuff.
Okay. It's, 8 damage. Oh, yeah. Okay, 8 damage, and then
Sorry, 18 doesn't hit.
18 doesn't hit. Okay.
18 is a miss.
Damn.
So you super quickly pull out your rifle. You crank off 3 shots in quick succession, and the first 2 smash straight into the Bone Devil's chest, and the third one it manages to get up a armored wing and slap that shot out of the air.
Nice. So that's 24
All right, good
points
stuff.
of piercing damage.
Not bad, not bad.
And that's it for me.
All right, then up next we've got the Chain Devil. So Becky shrieks in anger and comes toward Corduroy, who is closest, and she is shrieking. She says, "This was not part of the contract. Their souls belong to us, to the dead 3, to Paul!" And she swings her chains upon you.
Hell no.
So that's going to be a 14 on the first one and a 24 on the second.
24 is good.
Yeah. All right. That is miss and a hit, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So you are hit for 12 slashing damage, and you are restrained by this chain.
No.
Okay. So the devil's chains wrap around you and crush you to its iron-bound body. And you can smell the brimstone of the devil's breath as it sort of grins in your face. Up next is the Bone Devil, unfortunately. Doubling up there. They're moving in a group. That's not good for you. And the Bone Devil is going to actually disregard you and smash through the door with one of its claws. And it is going to start sort of groping on the inside for the 2 people you're here to help. So that is going to be an attempt to grapple, which, good on you, Rosebud. Completely fails. Rosebud just ducks under the table and doesn't get hit by either of those attacks or grapple attempts.
Nice. Good for Rosebud.
So the Bone Devil hisses in frustration and turns to you. "What have you been doing to my warehouse? Why are you here?"
Money.
Money?
Money.
Money? You're after my fortune?
Yeah.
I also want to kill fiends.
Fiends.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but you'll be failing into that objective, won't you?
No.
No, not really.
And with that, he takes 2 big steps and leaps in a flying arc up into the sky.
Don't like that.
Does he land?
No.
Oh, God.
He's 40 feet up.
No.
Corduroy, you're up.
All right. So
I should add, unfortunately, since you are being grappled, you will go ahead and take some damage at the start of your turn here.
Okay.
That is going to be an 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Got it.
Uh,
D&D Beyond.
So you are currently restrained, and that means that you can't do a whole lot,
Well,
except
thought I
for attempt like.
So I'm reading the. I mean, it says that I have attack rolls have disadvantage,
Yes,
but doesn't necessarily mean I can't attack.
you can attack at disadvantage. You can attempt to escape the grapple. Those are going to be your two options for actions this turn.
You know,
You
I'm
got
not mad.
an extra action.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna hit 3. Well, I could hit twice and then try to escape once.
You can, yeah. You can
yeah,
in fact try to escape first, in case it gives your other attacks normal.
Yeah, I probably should. Even though the corduroy in me just wants to attack 3 times, but I'm gonna
You do
be
you.
responsible.
Yeah, do whatever.
You do you.
This is a role-playing game.
Yeah,
But games are meant to be won.
you could roleplay a person who wants to live.
I do need this money, otherwise it goes to you guys. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look up at the sky at the Bone Fiend, and I'm gonna say, "Huh, it's a good thing you finally decided to pick on someone your own size." And I just kind of laugh a little bit, which is me going into rage. So I'm gonna do that as my bonus action.
The
And
bone
then-
fiend looks down at itself and then at you and then back at itself, and it's like, I am 16 feet tall.
I continue to chuckle as I try to worm my way out of these.
All right, make either a strength or a dexterity check.
I will definitely do strength since I am raging.
And I believe
advantage
that's
at rage?
athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics.
Athletics, yeah, which I have advantage.
Yeah, you can choose athletics or acrobatics, I mean.
Neat. Well, good thing one of those was a natural 1. So let's see how the other one goes. That is a 16.
Okay. So, unfortunately, the devil beats you with a 17.
Okay. All right.
Or, no, actually, I didn't even add the modifier. It's 21.
Dang.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
gonna...
you are still restrained, but you are making your attacks.
All right. Sweet. I made my attempt. I'm okay with what happens. As a brief side note, while I have it opened on my screen, since there is a hostile creature within 5 feet of me, any allies that are also within 5 feet of me have advantage on their attack rolls.
Ooh,
From
pack
a
tactics.
Wolf.
Lovely.
From my wolf totem.
Wolf.
So small side note, but anyway, my first attack, it's still a 17, even at disadvantage, so that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that for sure hits.
Nice.
Okay, and that is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage from the first one.
All right.
And my second, oh my gosh, this is a 14 plus 7 at disadvantage, so 21 to hit as well.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's 2 hits for sure. Go and roll
Sweet.
those damages.
All right, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then the second one's 13. So 11 and then 13 damage.
All right. So what is that damage type?
Oh, sorry. It is my great axe, so it's slashing.
Okay. Non-magical?
Yes, correct.
All right. So that is 17 non-magical slashing damage total?
No, 27.
27 total non-magical slashing. All
Yeah.
right. That's still a pretty substantial chunk of HP there.
Does it seem to
and-
do as much as anticipated?
Well, it
Mm.
clashes off the chains a little bit. It's still a hit, but it's not as much of a hit as you would like, and it's not just because you're being sort of restrained, so you can't use your full strength. That's Warlow, though, I think.
Yep. That's my whole turn.
Alden, that's you.
Oh, Warlow then. Okay.
Yeah, Warlow.
Warlow will move forward. How are you looking, Corduroy?
I'm great.
You are great?
I'm taking 20 damage, but I'm fine.
Okay, well that's still okay. I'll use a first level spell
Half my hit points.
called Cure Wounds. Bloop bloop.
I took
And
tough at my feet.
And I heal you for 9.
Okay.
And yeah, unfortunately that was my movement and action. And oh no, okay, cool. Bonus act. No, that was an action, and it was a spell. So unfortunately, no, I can't do anything else. I will stand there bravely.
All right. So, sorry, give me a quick rundown on that.
I ran up, cast a first level Cure Wounds on her. And so, because I can't use any bonus action spells, I am done.
All right. Okay. So actually, that brings us to Rosebud's turn. And he sort of slithers up and pokes his head out of the break room, and he puts the hunting piece against his shoulder, aims up into the sky, and fires both barrels at the flying bone devil. The recoil knocks him all the way back into the break room, and he immediately slithers right back as far as away from the door as he can get. But it looks like he nails the flying fiend.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Total max damage. That is 40 damage that he just did there.
Nice.
And yeah. He's used all his ammo, and there's no way he's going to be able to fire that thing again because it fell apart. But yeah, he blasted that bone devil.
Okay.
It's crazy to see it.
Yeah, that is actually going to be Duncan's turn. Duncan is going to... yeah, Duncan doesn't really have anything he can do here. They're both commoners, so they are just going to take shelter as far back into their little hut as they can get. House. It's a nice house. Yeah, that's a dodge action, I think. So Groshk, bringing up the rear.
Groshk will take his shield and smack himself on the breastplate, and you see some red light in there. And then he takes a step to the side and swings with his warhammer. Does a 19 hit?
19 hits.
Okay.
19 hits a chain devil.
And then... okay, that is... 10 points of bludgeoning damage from my +1 warhammer.
All right, fantastic. That seems to smash through the chains sufficiently that it does do the full brunt of the attack.
Okay. I think that's it for me.
All right, just the one attack?
Cleric, yeah.
Yeah, cleric. All right.
Yeah.
And I use my bonus action, so...
All right. Well, that brings us back around to Fang.
Can I meta something super quick?
Go for it.
If you get in flanking, she won't have disadvantage anymore.
I won't have advantage on attacks if I'm in flanking.
Oh.
Yeah, you will.
5
Flanking
feet.
would give you the advantage that the pack tactics would.
Oh,
5 feet of the enemy, not...
Also, yeah, 5 feet of the enemies have pack
by the way, we never said we were using flanking, Morgan.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Morgan.
Sorry. I'm just
I
so
always
used to
use
being
flanking.
generous.
Oh, you
The
do? Never
monsters
mind.
can
Okay,
do
I'll
it
move
too.
over here then.
Okay, it's my turn. Oh, I say that, but I was okay. You know what? It's fine. Question: if I cast a spell, can I then use a scroll for another spell?
Is using a scroll a bonus action?
I don't think.
Well, the spell I would want to cast is a bonus action, so it's more just
Oh,
on
well,
the spell
if
slot
the
thing.
yeah, no, the way that I have always interpreted that rule is it's like you can't personally like double down on like the somatic and verbal components of spells. Like you can't make it through 2 spells in one turn
Gotcha.
if you quicken. But if you do a bonus action and then use a scroll, that absolutely works.
Fantastic. In that case, I'm going to burn the scroll for a ridiculously small amount of movement. I am going to Misty Step over here. I'm going to action use the scroll of Dimension Door, and I'm going to bring Corduroy with me
Ooh,
to get them out of the restraint.
that absolutely works.
But we're only going to go like 10 feet,
Yeah.
maybe 20, because I still want them to be able to get back in this position to wallop that devil.
All right, yeah, you've been pulled 10 feet back from the devil's clutches.
And then I'm going to use my movement that is still remaining because I Misty Stepped to nope the fuck out and take cover because I want to be able to maintain concentration on haste.
Tactical.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some play right there.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
All right,
Super
so
tactical.
you have absolutely successfully extricated Corduroy from the grip of the now screaming in anger chain devil named Becky.
Go get him, big boy.
And
I want to say there's a brief moment when we're in this weird parallel universe that we're in this dimension door where we're insanely close to each other's faces. And then it just disappears. Just wanted to
there's just
make
a
the
little
reaction.
it might be the magic, it might be the heat of the moment, but
There's
there's
magic,
a
all
spark
right.
there. There's a spark there as you teleport. Dimension dooring with somebody is a little bit of a Harry Potter apparating alongside intimacy there.
Oh, you know what? All right. That's my big brain turn.
All right, yeah. You've done your big brain turn, and it's Alwyn's turn to see if she can figure out anything big brain.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah, there you go. That's that big
Hold on.
brain.
With fighting spirit.
We got fighting.
As
There
a
you
bonus
go.
action, I give myself advantage until the end of the current turn, and I give myself 5 temporary hit points.
All right, cool.
Nice.
And those last past the end of the turn?
The temporary hit points.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
I
I
think we
imagine
assume
it
it
does.
does.
Yeah. Or
Given
else,
the
like,
phrasing.
what would be the point?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot thrice at advantage.
Well, you just did a bonus action. How does
Thrice
haste
'cause I'm
interact
hasted.
with that?
Thrice because I'm hasted.
Haste doesn't use your bonus action for that
No.
attack? All right. Yeah.
You
Roll
get a
'em.
whole extra action.
Whole extra action just for shoot. And I have Elven accuracy, so it's gonna be
Oh,
triple the
no.
dice.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
Roll them
Oh
all.
my god.
Oh, no.
Roll them all and grin. Okay, so this is the Bone Devil you're shooting at?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Bone Devil. So that's 124.
Hits,
That's-
by the way.
128.
Hits.
Wrong button. There we go. Come on, where are my crits? And 113.
What about the 23?
Oh, and 123.
Hits. 3 hits.
Nice. Dealing. Oh my god, okay. Si- 16, 17. 16 damage. 32, 49.
Wow.
All right. Well, that is
Thing that
49 damage on the Bone Devil.
On the Bone Devil. And
Plus 1 musket, right?
plus 1 musket.
49
I'm gonna
damage.
move 60 feet Just gonna run from one corner to the other,
Yeah, all right.
and I end my turn. I'm
Okay.
gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. So, while he's doing that, it is the Chain Devil's turn next. And she shrieks in frustration again, having had her prey taken away. And, gosh, who does she go for?
Shut up, Becky.
Well, that is
Bring it
the
on.
die that says she makes a bad decision.
Bring it on.
So she goes ahead and just totally runs away from you, Grosh, provoking an opportunity attack.
Oh, that's great, because
Yes.
that feat you gave us, I took Warcaster.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Make that melee spell attack.
Here we go.
Smack it.
Oh, 25 to hit.
Yeah.
That is a
Yes.
smash. You, as the Chain Devil is fleeing, you get a finger on the back, and from that finger, a pulse of pure. What kind of damage does that spell do?
Necrotic.
Yeah, necrotic.
A pulse of pure rust absolutely withers the chains on the back of that creature.
For
Give me that damage.
17 points.
17 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Ooh. Not bad.
But the Chain Devil is not stopped in her mad quest to take revenge on literally nobody for literally nothing, and goes in and makes 2 chain attacks against
Okay.
you again, Corduroy.
I'm here.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
Then neither does an 11, does it? That's 2 misses. And
Uh,
that is some bad rolls right there, because that's a +8 to hit.
Ooh.
Wow.
I feel your pain, Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chain Devil's whole turn. Well, no, actually, it isn't, because the Chain Devil is going to start to violently thrash back and forth. And in its violent thrashing, you see a couple of chains attached to this rusted crane over here start to thrash as well. And they sort of snake coil up into a ready position.
Ooh.
And where's Alwyn? Off in the corner.
Yeah, he's behind the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. So those chains don't have anyone immediately nearby to attack, but
nice.
they can go ahead and move if they want to. So do they have a movement? They don't. Don't go near that crane, I guess. So all right. Well, she's mad. She's not making great decisions. That brings it around to the Bone Devil. So the Bone Devil is going to swoop down after Alwyn because, boy, is he pissed.
Oh no.
Yep, he can make it right to you.
No.
Oh no.
No. Guys.
Our fighter.
No.
She's broken.
They're broken.
Well, we'll see. The Bone Devil is going to make a claw attack against you,
Okay.
and that is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 doesn't need a hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a well, that's gonna be for the second attack, actually. Yeah, that's gonna be a grapple attempt.
Oh my.
So I'm gonna go and roll that. Give me a contested roll. That's either for the initial grapple, I think it's still either acrobatics or athletics.
Yep. I'm gonna go with acrobatics.
Yep.
Let's
Figured you would.
go, baby. 23.
You're grappled.
Oh, my chest.
That's a 25 to contest.
Oh,
Oh,
Say
shit.
it ain't so.
Wow.
So
Say it
that
ain't so.
third attack is going to be made with advantage,
Ooh.
and that is a tail sting.
Oh
No.
no.
Oh God.
15 with advantage.
Wow. Yeah, that's a miss, buddy.
That's a miss. All
That's a
right,
miss,
even
kiddo.
with the grapple, you managed to just barely wrench your left leg out of the way of what would have been a very nasty attack.
And I'm sorry, you said 10 points damage on the claw?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's the whole turn for the Bone Devil. So we are moving right along to Corduroy.
Yes. So I look at my kind of spooky chain friend that is not so friendly. I'm really impressed with all of your moves, but I'm just here for the money. And I do 3 great
Roll
sword,
them.
great axe attacks. All right, so 3 is out. Does a 19 hit? That's my lowest.
19 hits.
Okay, so then definitely the 25 hits. So that's 2 hits for 12 plus 8, so 20 damage. Oh, plus I'm raging, so 24.
All right. Cool stuff.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you still don't seem like you're getting the full damage out of those attacks.
Yeah.
But this chain devil is looking bloodied at this point.
Do we get
Or
the
no,
red dot?
no, it isn't. Sorry, it's not.
Oh.
The Bone
Jeez.
Devil is. It was the Bone Devil I was looking at. The Bone Devil is bloody. So I was right. This is everything listed. This deadly encounter. Don't do this to your players. I'm like, yeah, okay. They got it.
Really, dude? Really?
So yeah, that's Warlow. Warlow's up.
All right. Warlow moves 30 feet. With the old bonus action, he would like to summon a spiritual weapon near the Bone Devil, please.
All right. Bone Devil spiritual weapon.
3rd level spell there.
Alrighty then.
Really make it juicy.
What's the flavor on that? What's that look like?
Oh, he's a life cleric. That's a very good question. I guess it's a glowing. You can just use a copy of my token and give it a bunch of weird things to make it not it, but to speed it up. But yeah, I think it'd be like the symbol of a Caduceus staff or something. You know,
Okay.
doctor. He's a doctor, damn it.
Yeah.
All right, but
so that's gonna.
He's gonna swing to attack.
Where is that, by the way? And what?
Right here, because it can't flank. It's specifically not allowed.
Okay.
It's not allowed.
It's a little golden staff.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's something.
But I can't move that. Okay, but that's fine. So anyways, it swings and misses.
All right.
And
Well, that's unfortunate.
yeah, it's sad. It's sad. That was his bonus action. I guess so. Yeah. Well, duh. I can always do a cantrip. So I'll Sacred Flame the Bone Devil.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. That dexterity saving throw is gonna be a 11.
Really?
11.
Okay.
Only +3 to dex.
Well, it still wasn't great. It was 4 points of radiant damage.
All right. That's damage.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's since the it's you don't move or anything
I did move. I had to move to get so I could see him. I'm here.
anymore.
No, I can't anymore. I'm done.
Okay. Then in that case, both the 2 old men are going to be taking dodge actions down in the actually hide actions makes a little more sense for them. So they're hiding, and yeah, that's Grosh.
Okay, Grosh is going to pursue the chain devil. And he is going to make a attack with his warhammer.
All right, fantastic. Do it.
Okay, the first one's going to be a miss with a 12. But I'm going to use the War Priest ability to attack again, basically, with my bonus action.
Cool.
And I got the same thing. Okay, bang, bang, against the chains on its back. And wait, I wasn't. Are we using flanking? Am I flanking right now?
Yeah, you're flanking.
Okay, so I wasn't rolling that advantage. Let's try it again. 16 and a nope. Negative. The highest thing I got was 16.
All right.
But I am behind it. That's my action, my bonus action movement. So I'm good.
Okay. Give me that damage again.
None. Didn't
Okay.
hit.
That was what I was afraid of. Yep. We're rolling along. That's Fang's turn.
All right. I'm going to pop out here and assess the situation because with dynamic lighting, I literally have not been able to see anything that's been happening outside the hallway.
Keep that in mind.
Is the Bone Devil on ground level or no?
The Bone Devil is on ground level currently.
And he is the one that is bloodied?
Yes, Andy's got Alwyn and a vice grip.
Okay.
Don't worry about me, though. I'm fine.
You can say that. In that case, I have enough movement. Kevin, you tell me. I have a line effect spell that has a range of 60 feet and then can go another 30. Would I be able to catch the Bone Devil in a line effect spell without catching Alwyn from this?
Absolutely, yeah. This is you've super got a line there.
I'm going to upcast a 3rd level Agonize Our Scorcher. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. That is going to be a dex saving throw, and go ahead and roll the damage since I think that's half on a save.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Okay. 16, 20, 25 will be full. So it was a save?
Yeah, the save is 23.
Okay.
Devils get advantage on saving throws against magical effects.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
So
that
he'll
Radiant Flame
succeed.
save was just a really shitty roll.
He'll succeed then for 12 fire, which will not get halved again because I took Elemental Adept as my feat.
Sick.
I ignore
Excellent.
resistance.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wait. I can also do, hold on. There's one other thing I can do with fire damage when I deal it because of my Draconic Heritage. Sorry.
1s or 2s, I think, with Elemental Adept.
Yeah, but that's the Elemental Adept. There's also a Draconic Elemental Affinity. I can add +4 to 1 damage roll of that spell.
All right.
So I'll do that.
Okay. 16 total?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that'll be a hit for sure. You'll deal that damage.
And that's all I can do. I've got no non-spell bonus actions.
Regis grits his teeth and hisses again. Horrifying visage, by the way.
I'll use my bonus action to convert my remaining sorcery points into another 3rd level spell slot.
Good, cool. Alwyn.
I become serene in the face of danger, just as the monks taught me.
Okay, I don't want to rush you, but
Fighting spirit.
okay.
Advantage. 5 temporary hit points.
Okay. So that's a even roll against because you're being grappled and
Am I being restrained? Am I being restrained?
you're not being restrained, but you're within 5 feet.
Ooh, too bad I got Gunner, which means that doesn't matter.
Okay, then this is actually with advantage.
Super
Or, no, is it?
advantage.
Grappled. Grappled.
It just negates no matter how many in either direction.
Yeah, this is going to be a normal roll.
No, I don't have disadvantage.
From being grappled, you do.
Do I?
Yeah.
That's what the grappled condition does.
No.
That's one of
it
the
says-
only things it does.
No.
It's what
no.
restrain does.
I'm reading it right.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm looking at it again, and you are right. Okay, yeah, this is a
Oh, I
this
thought
is
it
a
was great.
go ahead and
Oh.
roll.
Oh.
All right. Super advantage. Once again. Come on. Where are my? Oh my god. Where are they? Where are my 20s?
Not
I'm
trying
asking
to escape
myself
this
that.
Scrabble, by the way, I should clarify.
29,
I wake up
23,
every morning.
24.
And ask
Okay.
myself.
It's triple
Yeah,
the
those are
dice.
that's 3 hits.
Triple the dice.
Give me the damage.
I'll get you the damage.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
nice.
I'm not happy with that. I'm gonna action
That's a lot.
surge.
Oh.
Do it.
3 more attacks at super. No, wait. 2 more attacks at super advantage. I'm not done with you.
Okay,
Yes, there's my 20. Let's go.
there you go. You did a crit after all. All right, you are that's roll the damage, but
I'm gonna roll it. Oh god, I'm so high right now on these crits.
roll the damage fast.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you furiously start at superhuman speed, just loading and firing and loading and firing and loading and firing and loading and firing, and in an absolute hail of bullets, you blow this bone devil's head right off of its body. You get your musket under it, and you just absolutely splatter this horrible fiend across the lovely courtyard. It gets on the plants. It's very bad.
My visage is of calm fury.
Okay, any bonus actions?
No, that was I did my bonus action.
Okay, then in that case, on initiative count 20, guess who shows back up? Because it's time to wrap up. In a
The
blaze of
unicorn!
light, a unicorn appears in the courtyard, and with a horrible, vengeful sounding, sort of trumpeting whinny, it charges and spears in a devastating attack the chain devil with a horn that is extended in a blaze of radiant light, and the chain devil just disintegrates in a flash of blue fire. And with that, you guys have fully defeated both of the fiends that had come here for those nice old men's souls.
Fuck off, Becky.
So just to wrap up real quick, a great deal of questions remain, a great deal of mystery still, but I believe I've gotten confirmation from James during the session that we are going to have a follow-up to this one-shot next week, because
No
we are
way.
still missing players
Mhm.
next week in the planning, and we can obviously discuss this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh,
Morgan
but,
wants everybody to be there so that she can
Yes,
kill
this
everybody
is-
at the
this
same
is why I
time
assumed
instead
we
of
went
having to
ahead
go
and
back to get
Got it.
stragglers.
Keep an eye on the Neon
you know.
Goblin Twitter. Keep an eye on our social media just in case. But I think that we can expect a return to these characters in this warehouse. In which case, we would be leveling up to level 7.
Ooh,
No way.
I'm down for
Yeah.
that.
It's neat. All right. So with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and sign off. This has been Neon Goblin. Again, follow the Twitter, sub to the Twitch, hang out with us next week. We've got streams coming. And thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for playing.
Good evening.
Thank you, Kevin.
Hey.
It's been wonderful. It's always wonderful. I love you guys.
Thanks for coming.
No, we're
Good night,
happy
everybody.
goblins.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. I did so much. That's crazy.
Goodbye.
Now you see the power of power gaming, Griffin. Welcome to it.